I got to Maryland about a year ago, and I met up with a trainer, and I said, hey, I'm just trying to gain weight. And he's like, well, have you ever thought about powerlifting? I was like, no, but I'll give it a try. And he's like, well, you're going to gain a lot of muscle, and you're going to gain a lot of weight. And I was like, okay, that's exactly what I want. And so I started working with him, and then 3 months later, he asked me to do my first meet, and I was like, okay, I'll try. So I did the meet, and I broke my first state record in that meet, and so I was like, okay, I'm addicted. After high school, I decided to go to cosmetology school, and I thought that cutting hair was what I wanted to do because I love doing my own hair. But then I graduated and I started working, and it was very monotonous, and I felt like I wasn't going anywhere. And at the time I was living with one of my really good friends, and her husband was a MTI at Lackland. He invited me to go to a graduation, and so I went one day, and I saw the life that he was able to provide for his wife and his family, and just the amount of pride they had in their job, and that they were always progressing in some way. And so I talked to him about it, and then 2 weeks later I went to a recruiter, and then 4 months later I was at basic training. So I have 2 state records in 2 different weight classes, and those mean a lot to me, but my numbers are always increasing. So looking back, my first record for a deadlift was 225 pounds, and now I'm like 75 pounds over that. And so it looks like a small number to me now, and so I'm always like wanting the next thing. So military nationals is next, and so it being a national meet, and the opportunity to break national records is going to be great, but also because it's military nationals, I'm really looking forward to going and representing the Air Force. Family back home are really supportive of everything I've done. They've always been so proud of me, and especially joining the military because no one else in my family has. They were a little skeptical at first. They were like, well, don't get too bulky, don't get too strong looking. And I was like, I'm not a bodybuilder. Just know that it makes me happy. And so I post videos and updates, about all my lifting and my meets and stuff, and they're just like so proud of me, and they're just blown away by the things that I've been doing, and they're really supportive of everything I want to do. Actually, my whole family is what they all funded me to go to military nationals in Florida, so I'm going there on a free ride because they're so supportive of me. Right now, me and my training partner are actually getting online programming from a powerlifter in Hawaii. She's I think like 97 pounds. She's in a very small weight class and has, tons and tons of records. So I just get that programming, and then me and my partner approach it, making sure we follow it to a T, because obviously this person knows what they're doing. And before, we were kind of straying from our programming. We'd be like, well, we don't want to do this, let's do this instead. So we're making sure that we stick to it 100%, put all our effort into the lifts. Some days they feel really light, and we feel like, this is pointless. And then other days are really heavy, and they're like, oh, well, this is helping. So competitions are a constant roller coaster of emotions. Usually beforehand, we weigh in first thing in the morning, and then so I won't eat or drink anything until I weigh in, just to make sure I'm at my weight, because I usually try to be at the top of my weight class. And after that, I'll eat what I can, but I have so many butterflies in my stomach, I can't eat much. So every time I get a chance between my warm-ups and stuff, I'll eat. I try to keep headphones in the entire time. I try to keep focused, not have any distractions. Usually at our meets we have someone called a handler, and they will basically make sure that our attempt numbers, what numbers we're going to attempt to lift, are given to the judges. They'll make sure, they'll like load our warm-up plates for us so we're not exerting in more energy than we can. Stuff like that. Just someone to take care of the little things for us. So I'll keep my headphones in and just wait till someone comes and tells me, hey, it's your turn. And then I'll go lift, take out my headphones, do my lift, and then put them back in. Squat goes first. We get 3 squat attempts, then 3 bench attempts, then 3 deadlift attempts. So squat goes first, and after that first squat, everything calms down. But the first squat is the most nerve-wracking, and that's the number that you have to set that you need to make sure you're going to get it. So sometimes, you know, my max will be 50 pounds below that first attempt, but I have to make sure I'm going to make that lift, because if you miss that first lift, then your mental game, the entire meet, is going to be off. So after that first lift, then it's kind of all downhill from there. And then deadlift is last, and that's the most fun, and you just kind of go with it. La Muerte is my nickname for powerlifting. Well, I'm half Mexican, so I always love the Mexican culture. Day of the Dead is something that I love to celebrate, and I've always loved, you know, sugar skulls and stuff like that. I think it was my second meet, I was talking to my coworkers, and I was like, I need some kind of nickname, and they said it off the bat, and I was like, that's perfect, and it's just stuck.